Hey viewers, you're watching The Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. The Supreme Court on Monday directed the Election Commission of India to accept Aadhaar cards as an additional identity document during the ongoing special intensive revision of electoral rolls in Bihar. A bench comprising Justices Surya Kant and Joy Malia Bagchi clarified that Aadhaar would not serve as the 12th prescribed document to establish a voter's identity, but reiterated that it cannot be treated as proof of citizenship under any circumstances. The court emphasized that only genuine citizens should be included in the electoral roll and warned that any attempts to use forged documents to establish eligibility would result in exclusion. Highlighting concerns around illegal immigrants, the bench observed that no one wants the EC to include ineligible individuals in the electoral list and directed the poll panel to verify the authenticity of the Aadhaar details submitted by voters. The court also sought an explanation from the Election Commission regarding show-cause notices issued to officials who had previously refused to accept Aadhaar as identity proof. Senior advocate Rakesh Divivedi, representing the EC, argued that adding Aadhaar may not serve a practical purpose, noting that 99.6% of the 7.24 crore electors already included in Bihar's draft roll had submitted eligibility documents. The EC had earlier informed the court that the current SIR process was aimed at cleaning up the rolls by eliminating names of deceased persons, duplicates and illegal immigrants, and said that 99.5% of voters had already complied with documentation requirements. Since August 22, the Supreme Court has been actively monitoring the Bihar SIR process through a batch of petitions filed by NGOs, political parties and civil society groups. The SIR, which is the first such revision of the state's electoral roll since 2003, has reduced the number of registered voters from 7.9 crore to 7.24 crore. This has triggered political controversy with opposition parties including the Rashtriya Janata Dal and All India Majlis-e-Ittehad Muslimin raising concerns about mass voter exclusion and seeking an extension of the deadline for filing claims and objections. The EC, in its defense, has maintained that claims and objections could still be filed beyond the official September 1 deadline, though they would be considered only after final publication of the electoral roll. The court acknowledged that the confusion surrounding the SIR process reflected largely a trust issue and had previously directed the Bihar State Legal Services Authority to deploy paralegal volunteers with a vision to assist voters and political parties in filing their claims and objections, both online and offline. During the period between August 22 and 30, the EC reported receiving 22,723 claims for inclusion and over 1.34 lakh objections for exclusions from the draft rolls, underscoring the scale and sensitivity of the ongoing verification effort. The final electoral roll for Bihar is scheduled to be published on September 30, referring to the provisions of the Aadhaar Act 2016 and the Representation of the People Act. The bench reiterated that Aadhaar cannot be equated with proof of Indian citizenship. However, it directed the Election Commission to issue formal instructions by the end of the day to ensure Aadhaar is accepted as a valid proof of identity for purposes of electoral inclusion or exclusion. The court's intervention came amid mounting criticism of the EC's processes and heightened political tensions in poll-bound Bihar, with stakeholders on all the sides calling for greater transparency and fairness in the SIR exercise. That's all for now. Stay tuned to The Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.